Shout out to my mom for literally giving me the shirt off her back. It was really funny. We were in her house and I was complimenting her how I really loved the splash of the colors and the shoulders. And she was like, you know what? I was just thinking I didn't want this shirt. And so she literally took it off and gave it to me. She did have an undershirt on, so it's no scandal, but I just thought it was really funny. She literally gave me the shirt off her back. So thank you, Mom. I love it. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. As you might know, it is my dream to be an entertainer. So if you are at all entertained by this video, please like it and consider subscribing for more content. Today is a true nail or fail video. I am going to be trying to customize my walking cane, and we'll see if I can do it correctly. Before we begin though, please go ahead and leave your troubles at the door. I like to take a nice grounding sigh. Just roll your shoulders, whatever you need to do to relax, and just let me guide you through the next few minutes. All right, so first, story time briefly. If you're not interested and you just want to skip to the craft, no offense taken, skip to this timestamp and I'll see you there. For those of you who are interested, I have had lower back and hip issues for quite some time. It kind of started in my right leg. I got sciatica really badly, really young. I remember I was in middle school walking to band. So I was maybe 11 or 12 at the time. And my right leg just gave out and I fell on the sidewalk because our middle school is really cool. So we actually were able to walk outside of the building and I fell. And luckily I didn't get hurt aside from the numbness in my leg that I was experiencing, kind of weakness. But it was, at the time I laughed it off. I said, wow, that was really random, but it was a sign of what was to come. So in high school, it was all of my back was having a lot of issues. I actually went to physical therapy for my back issues, and I had to switch from my a normal backpack. I had to switch to this weird briefcase thing, and it was funny because then I went to the restroom and someone thought I was a teacher. I don't know, I don't think I have a baby face, but I also don't think I look super old. Again, I was 16 and they were treating me like a teacher had just walked into the bathroom. I'm like, no, I'm a student. I just need to carry this briefcase because I'm not allowed to put any weight on my back. So I've had issues for most of my life. There is very few times there in my life where I have not had some sort of back pain, lower back pain, that kind of thing. My hip pain started maybe 6 or so years ago. I took a job. I was a hostess at a restaurant and I worked double shifts. I worked over 50 hours a week. And so I was standing for 12 or so hours in one position on the hard floor. Wasn't allowed to sit down. I would take seats closer when no one was there. I took breaks. I was and when a customer comes in, I will stand up immediately, but I can't just stand here when there's no one here. I really attribute that to most of my problems because that's really when I started realizing my mobility issues. So since then, I have had to use the cane. It started, was it 2013? I went to an anime convention. We decided to take the stairs instead of the elevator once, and that ruined me. I could not stand. I couldn't walk without pain. I had to sit on the floor waiting while my friends helped pack the car. And I was like, I swear I'm not making excuses. This really hurts. And right after that, I had to walk with a cane for 2 weeks. I could not put any pressure on my leg. We actually had to buy the cane because I once fell in the kitchen and I could not stand up. I needed Phil Harbor's assistants to walk me to the couch. I also remember walking, trying to get some exercise, some healthy exercise, walking in the mall, back when malls were a thing. This was, like those old ladies, mall walkers all the time. We decided to do that too because it was safe. We were indoors, but we could get some exercise in. And so I walked through Discover Mills Mall. Now it's Sugarloaf Mills Mall. And again, it was shooting pain. I could not put any of my weight on my right leg at all, up to my hip, and Phil Harbor had to escort me out to the car. So I have had some really bad experiences. The funny thing is, I can't attribute it to any one specific accident. I was in some car accidents. I barely got even whiplash from them, so I don't acknowledge that as an issue. I have fallen down stairs multiple times, but that hurt my ankle. I never really noticed pain anywhere else. I just kind of, luckily how I fell on my tush. So I just like slid down the stairs on my tush. So I really only hurt my ankle, which is really what gave out on the stairs. Now I always hold on to the railings even when I think I'm okay because I can't trust my legs very much. I did have a really nasty fall on ice when I was walking to my car one time during the Snowmageddon in Atlanta. And that really hurt. I actually have a scar where I cut my foot on some ice. I guess it was my shoe. I don't know, because I was wearing shoes, but I cut myself. Anyway, that really hurt, and that might have attributed it to something, but I don't recall having that and then immediately having walking issues. So again, I can't really say that that accident caused this. That also happened after I'd been having these issues, so it doesn't really line up. About in 2020, it got so bad in my hip that I literally could not walk and I could not stand. We bought a rollator for me so that I could be pushed around and I could lean on that when I could walk. My mobility was just really bad. It lasted for a solid year. I remember I took a trip with my family, and at the time my mother needed to use a wheelchair. She was having heart issues. And so I actually borrowed her rollator. That's why I decided to buy my own, because I couldn't stand. And I don't regret, I'm glad that I was in a weird way, wheelchair bound, so to speak, because that helped her, because she was new to the wheelchair experience. She is now actually out of her wheelchair. I am so proud of her. She's done amazing. But that trip, we were both side by side, and it helped, I think, in a way, ease both of us of the embarrassment that it feels, because especially with me, I don't consider myself old. I'm not old by any standards. I'm not middle-aged. And so I've also been able-bodied, and I have, I would say, an invisible illness. I don't necessarily know that my hip problem is considered an illness, but I look fine. I don't have a broken bone. So people are like, why are you sitting, that kind of thing. And so it was really a struggle. And so I always try to be positive. I remember back when I was in high school and college age, I was joking that I was going to be in a wheelchair by the time I was 30. So to have that joke follow me through life and almost come to fruition just kind of attributes to show what issues I have had. So in August of 2021, they did see that I had a labral tear in my right hip. That was what was causing me the major issues where I could not stand or walk at all. So I did get that fixed. So I am back to walking just fine. But as I am noticing, it is my lower back and all of my hips, it is an issue. I can't go distances. So everyday life, don't really notice it, especially, well, I notice it from the pain, but an outsider would not notice it. I can go run errands, and people won't notice it. I don't really take the cane with me anymore. It does always stay in the car. But I recently just went to another convention and I was able to dance, which I can't explain the relief I felt. I did suffer some discomfort, but I listened to my body, and my body and I got through it. I was able to dance and have fun, and then I sat down as needed. And I was sore in the morning, but it wasn't something where I had to lean on the cane. Usually it was I always had to choose. Do I go up these stairs? Do I stand here for 20 minutes? I can do one, I can't do both. A great example, I go to church. So part of the worship service is kneeling. So I would literally have to say, if I kneel in church, I cannot walk going food shopping. I would have to use the rollator. And that was literally a decision I had to make on several occasions. Then I started doing the grocery delivery stuff, so I didn't have to do such long shoppings. Now I can go into a shopping and do small shoppings. Small errand runnings. I can't do like the hour-long shopping that I used to, but I can run in to grab some milk or whatever. So this has been long enough, but I thought it was important to explain because I live as an average able-bodied person, but I suffer from chronic pain. I am never without pain. I just have lesser pain. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like emergency in the hospital kind of thing, I'm always at like a 3. I always notice it, but I can kind of ignore it most days. If I'm sitting, it's fine. I have to change how I sit, but usually it's okay. On really bad days, I will be pulled out of whatever I'm focusing on because of the pain. I would say that's about a 6. And I do take ibuprofen for it when it gets that bad. I try not to overtake medication. So I think I have a high pain tolerance because, if I can get through it, then I get through it. And so, yeah, so I am still working on things as I'm going to the doctor for my chronic fatigue and figuring that stuff out, which I could make a whole video about that. I'm hopeful that I might be able to fix my hip and my back issues at some point. But at the same time, I feel like since it has been the majority of my life, that this issue might always be here. So that brings me to today. Sorry. So this craft, I want to customize my cane because, again, I am all about positivity. And I know that there is some sort of stigma against toxic positivity, and I don't mean to come across that way. I suffer from clinical depression. I don't shy away from that. I think we need to normalize mental health awareness. A lot of people suffer from depression, and so I feel like it should be something that we are not afraid to talk about. That being said, a part of my journey is to not dwell on the dark thoughts that come and to try to be positive. So during my pain, when I needed surgery and everything, I always tried to laugh about it, find the joy in life, and be thankful for what I do have. And so that, kind of leads me to this, that I might always have this guy. I actually have 2 canes, one in Phil Harbor's car. This one is the one that goes in my car, but I leave it at home now that I work from home. The rollator is in our library, so I have not gotten rid of that. And I just saw that Walmart sells wheelchairs for $135. I'm like, okay, well, good to know that I could get one that's just, because with the rollators, you can't sit and push yourself very well. You can push yourself while you're standing, or you can sit in it and have someone else push you. But you can't push yourself in it. That's what makes it not a wheelchair. But right now, I don't think I need that. I'm really hopeful that I can kind of overcome this health struggle of mine. But just in case I can't, I want to pimp my cane out, so to speak, for other conventions that I go to. So I have seen where people use wraps, so kind of like the cleaning stuff that you put in like your cabinets and stuff, or like the fake wall. I don't have that in here. I have it in my bedroom, but so that like wraps around this. And I've seen other people put like bling, and again, it's all sticky, right? It's all like a sticker that you put on here. So I wanted to see what other ways that I can customize a cane. And honestly, I looked to see what people would say, and I couldn't find anything. So I want to try 2 different ways. And the first way, if it works, I'm gonna go with that. So this is a backup. This is a true nail or fail to let me know if you think I should be embarrassed going out with this in public. So the first one is paint. Now, this is a weird surface, so I'm not sure if it will take the paint. Obviously, I'll have to seal it. I don't know if I actually have to pre-seal it. I was reading about like some metals and stuff, you need to scuff it, but that was like stuff that goes outside. Like I don't know that I have to scuff this up. So I'm going to try to just paint on it first. And I'm actually going to do a stippling effect. If that doesn't work, I will try to spray it and see if then it will take the paint. And if those don't work, then I am going to go to my good old felt. And so what I think I will do is probably glue it down, and then possibly sew it. I don't know, because I can't really flip it inside out. So I would actually go all along it like that. And then I wanted to put like some of the Rapunzel stars on here. So if you haven't noticed, my theme is very much Tangled. I have her all over my room. Yuffie is actually my favorite character for Final Fantasy VII, but I really do love Tangled and Rapunzel. So I am going to try, this is blue. They didn't have purple to begin with when I first bought this. So I'm going to try to make this all purple, and then on that acrylic paint, I'm going to paint, and I'm going to get like a stencil of like Rapunzel, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to play around with it. So this is definitely a process. This will be interesting to see. And I'm excited to get started. So first, let me confirm that this is where I want. I am a grown woman. I am not going to grow from this. So I'm going to make sure that this is comfortable where I am, because I know that it will scuff up the paint when I move it. So I want to keep it where it is because I know it's not going to move anywhere. Also, my mother, she's getting so many shout outs this episode. She got me this like claw or whatever, and it actually gets put on here so that the cane can stand up on its own, because right now with this, it can't. So you just get a little bit more mobility. When I need to use the cane, I do put my full pressure on it. It actually really hurts my arm. Like, and then the rollator, like it's a workout to use a cane when you really need to, because again, I can't put any pressure on my leg. Yeah, so this would actually really help. It just kind of helps a little bit more with the stability. So let's go ahead and put that on, because I am not going to replace this. There we go. So this is my go-to one. Yay, it works. All right, so first up, I am going to mix enough paint to do this. Full disclosure, knowing what I know, it probably would have been better to pre-something with this, but I honestly forgot, and I need to film this today. So honestly, that is 100% the truth. So if you do this, I would put like a primer of some sort. So this is a clear acrylic sealer. This is matte. You can also get it shiny. I also have like a Mr. Super Clear, which is used on like Barbie dolls when you do like custom face paint and stuff. So they're finishing sprays, but a lot of the time it helps because you can layer on a finishing spray. So people put that over because that will attach, and then you can paint over it. So let me try to get all of this sticky stuff off. So that was really hard. I actually got some of the actual paint chipped off because I used a knife, a sharp thingy, and I just picked it up without any safety control. Be safe. Don't be like me. And I did confirm that this is a good placement for me. So I'm going to go with this. I don't know what this thing does. I guess oh, cool. I just tightened whatever that doohickey is. I wanted to see if I could speckle, because I don't know, it might be streaky if I use this. But so I'm going to do a tester first. And I'm assuming I'm going to need a lot of paint. And I didn't go out to buy more paint. You know how I complained last time? So I'm just like using what I have left so I can justify buying more. It's just how things is. I was gonna do a tester one, but at this point, I think all of these purples need to be thrown out. Okay, that one's pretty decent. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is to see if it works. And then with best practice, learn from me and do better. This one to mix it. All right, good. I'm getting a nice, pretty lilac color. A little darker than lilac, actually. It's not a plum. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, pretty streaky like I thought. Makes sense. But it is going on. So I'm hopeful that this could work. So now I wanted to try this because I think it could be a cool effect that looks purposeful, but is really just me not having patience. What do we think? That's pretty interesting. Don't know if it falls under, don't know if it's very tangled-y. I am gonna take this off so that I don't get it purpled. Okay, so I don't mind if that gets steepled because it's not even on all the way. And it's rubber, so I don't think that it'll stay on it anyway. So I'm just gonna cover this in purple. Yeah, I'm liking that. So you guys don't have to watch this. I'll be back. All right, friends, we are back. And so, yeah, it took it. So it's dry to my feeling. I like this spotted effect because honestly, I don't know if I could get it fully covered anyway. I was debating doing a second coat, but I think this is it. So what I'm going to do is remove this little guy and put on the real one, make sure that I didn't miss any spot. And nope, doesn't look like anything is missing. So I am going to spray this outside with sealant. So I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna show you how I spray it just a little bit just to give color. But I am not going to make you guys sit here through all of this. So I will be back when I am ready to stencil. I don't know, they said lightly misted. Is that lightly misted? I don't know how to, like that. All right, I should stand back farther, so. All right, so the sealant is dry. It is officially sealed. It's matte to the touch. There is that smell of the sealant, but it's not actually overwhelming. And so I think it is ready. So yeah, I completely touch it. So I started doing stencils, but I realized so I'm not an artist in like drawing. I'm okay. I took some classes, but that was years ago. So I don't attest to be a drawing artist. So I made some of these, but then I realized that, like Rapunzel, yeah, that's going to be too big. So I decided I'm just going to wing it, which is always a mistake, but that's just kind of how I roll. It's just that this is so thin. So we're going to try to do this. So you're going to be with me while I attempt it, and then I will finish it off and spray it, seal it or whatever off camera because I know that's just going to be time consuming. And so then I will show you the big reveal at the end. At the moment, I am not doing anything with this rubber or this up here because I use this a lot. So I don't want to either have something that I will rub off on my hands and get it places. I'm not trying to get anyone's costumes messy. I do want to cover up this little equate guy. I think I'm gonna like glue something on there or whatever. And I am probably gonna put a keychain or something to make it kind of, again, just like unique at the top. But I don't know what I'm doing right now. So for now, that's just gonna end. That little embellishment will be extra. So right now I'm just painting on the little decals right now. I want to go simple with this, because I think I've said this before, I have the Jenna Marbles Too Much Jean. I really do just want this to be simple. So I'm just gonna do like an outline of things. I want it to be a little bit more classy than like silly. Hi, Ceci. I know I'm doing steens over here, huh? It's so steens. I know, I'm sorry. I did it outside, but the smell followed me in. Around this house, that could mean anything. So I'm gonna start down below here. And let me just try with the stencil. Not that you want to follow me, but just so you know, what I did was I traced it off of my computer and then I cut around the trace mark to make my own stencil. And I also put masking tape on the back so that it wouldn't just be like a flimsy piece of paper. I just want something to kind of follow. And it needs, obviously the line needs to be thick enough so you know what it is, but I don't want it to be excessive. My strength in medium is probably fabric. I could do most things with fabric. I was decent as an artist. I did well in my class. I learned, I guess, but I'm not, like, my mother's a painter. That is not my expertise, if I were to have an expertise. From past experience, I know watching someone paint is not the most interesting thing. So I probably am going to cut out my struggle with this and just show you the end results and give you my final thoughts. You really can't tell what that is. I don't know if I should fill it in all yellow or should I leave it outlined. I was going to leave it outlined, but you really can't tell what that is. So I don't know. Find out when I return. Oh, y'all. I have gotten so much done today and it's not even 2:30. I am just everywhere. Okay. It's funny, when you're deficient in like supplements and you start taking the supplements you need and then suddenly you're jittery. That's just what happened to me. Just letting you know. That's what happened. I'm deficient and I'm taking vitamins for it and I'm starting to notice a difference. And I didn't think I was supposed to notice a difference. So maybe it's like a placebo effect. I don't know. Could I take a nap now? Yes. I'm actually starting to get like a headache right here, but I think it's from spraying that stuff. Right, Ceci? I know. I did it outside, but it follows me in here. I know. It's really stinky. She don't like it at all. No. Another thing we didn't like was my stencils. I gotta be honest. Like I said, this isn't a tutorial. This is a nail or fail. And that was a fail. That was straight up a fail. Being honest. I noticed right afterwards I wasn't happy. Here's some pictures of it, and I was just like, nah, I don't want this. So instead, what I did was I kind of wanted to go back to just having it purple, but I resigned myself to try for the sake of this video. So you can see I actually speckled yellow, and when I sprayed it, it dulled, which is fine because then now it kind of looks like it was meant to be there, sort of. So essentially I just changed it from blue to purple. It's a really pretty purple. I could always just go over it and hide the yellow if I don't like it. I kind of liked the idea of it being like it travels up, so it's more subtle Rapunzel. So you will notice here, this is where the tower was. And so the star, I don't know where it was, over here somewhere, I think. That completely erased, no problem at all. I was able to take it off, but because I spent so much time trying to get that one really there, it kind of really got stuck. So when I tried to remove it, it went down to the base, and then it was really weird. I couldn't recover that base with the purple. It just like started bubbling or something. It was really weird, which I'm actually glad now that I didn't spray it beforehand, because I think that's the issue, is I don't know that I could paint over that. I guess, I don't know, but I did with the yellow. Anyway, so technically this actually does need more. This only had 2 sprays on it, so I'm gonna go give it more sprays so that it's completely sealed, because it said do it like 4 or 5 times. But it's dry to the touch, so I figured you guys don't need to see that. It's not gonna change how it looks. I'm just gonna make sure that it's completely sealed. It does feel like it might, it'll definitely chip off with my finger. So I learned the hard way, so you don't have to. This is a fail. Do not paint your stick. Even if you seal it so it doesn't like rub off to your fingers. So like if someone runs into this, it's not gonna damage their costume or their buggy at the shopping center, but it will disturb my design. So if you're gonna customize your cane, definitely use the sticky adhesive stuff that they sell for this, or use some other sort of stickers, that kind of stuff. Painting it is a no-go. I was considering doing my backup idea, but honestly, I don't know if I want it to look all felty. Like on the one hand, I love that it then looks soft, but I know there's no way that I could hide the seam and I know that that would bother me. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to do that now. If you guys are like, whoa, I totally want to see that felted up, I'll do it for a video. Worst case, I hate it and I cut it off. But I think this is good for now. It's subtle enough where I don't have to be embarrassed that I did an art project on it and it looked bad. But it's unique enough where I can shop in Walmart where I originally bought this and not worry that people think I'm stealing it, you know? Also, it's now that I have this, I customized it already. So I'm gonna put a little keychain on here and then not be embarrassed. You know, it's my life, and whatever happens, happens, but comfort and health and safety have to come first. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. Remember that you are loved, you are worth it, and whatever you are struggling with today will pass. Until next time, stay crazy. Is it worth it or worthy? I actually switch it up every single time and I don't know which one has more substance.